Coming to you live from the desk of the therapist. Super excited about my girl being with us today as a special guest. I cannot wait for you all to see her and hear all that she is coming to share with us today. So without further ado, will you please introduce yourself to the people?
I will. What's good? My name is Cathy Williams, and I am so excited to be here with my therapist, talking today with you and doing what I can to support our community.
Awesome. Thank you, Cathy, for being here.
Yes, my pleasure.
I appreciate you. Now, our paths crossed was very ironic and very unique, but from that, we have formed a friendship and have remained friends even still for all these years, right?
Yes.
5 years.
Yes.
It's been 5 years. So I asked you to come today because I deem you someone who is a subject matter expert in DiSC profiles. Yes. And understanding the DiSC helps us to understand how to best communicate with others. And so I don't want to steal any thunder. I know you came prepared to share everything with us about DiSC profiles, but just start at the top. What is the DiSC profile?
All right. So the DiSC profile is an assessment that anybody can take. There's free ones online. There's also more complex ones. But when you take this, it really breaks down your personality style of communication. It's based on your environment, and it can help you, one, understand yourself. And then secondly, how do you communicate to others that are not like you and like you? And are you butting heads, or how can you make this work? So it's a really powerful tool, whether in your home. I did a DiSC profile on my children.
I believe it.
Because I wanted to understand my children, right? I've got kids from the age 36 down to 17, 4 boys, 3 girls. They're all different. And so in my older years and with my younger children, different generation, wanted to understand how are they accepting communication. So let's talk about the DiSC, right?
Let's.
D, I, S, and C. The D, which I am a D.
I'm a high D. I'm a super high D.
In that's a dominating personality.
Yeah.
It's very strong, very forward. There's strengths to that. But there's also weaknesses, but we'll get back to that. Then the I is you're more interpersonal. You're a social butterfly, the one that likes to be talking to everybody. There's just like, they want to be out there. Everything has to be fun. And then your S, they're very support based. They're very kind of low key, quiet. They don't want to be out in the front. Please don't ever make me speak in public. But they will do anything for you on a support level. And then your C, they're very conscientious. These are people who like lists. They're perfectionists. But they need some instruction in the list to go. And what we learn with the DiSC profiles, one is, what am I? So you're a high D, but you have a secondary that you're probably flowing in. If you got really great administrative skills, you're probably got a C going on, right? If you're really interpersonal, then you probably have that I working. So if I looked at my chart and my D's way up here on the very top, my I is just like slightly below. So I know how I flow in between those. For your S's, they're like really non-confrontational people. Mine's totally in the basement, so to speak. It's at the bottom of that graph. Because I am very confrontational. I am not afraid to talk to you. Right? I love you. And I'm going to tell you the truth. And so what you learn is how do you, and I want to talk from a leadership perspective, right? Even as a parent, you're still a leader. Either in the community, in your family, on the job, whatever it is. But everybody is a leader at some point. Everybody's watching you, and you lead from where you are. Regardless of what your age is, where you came from, you're leading somebody. right? And so when you look at that profile, I know I'm a high D, she's a high D. Put us on the same project. What's going to happen? Somebody's gonna want to take control of that and make it happen the way they think it should happen, right?
Hey.
Now, but the other side of that is she's probably got some C going on in there, which I think is correct based on your profile that we did training in the past.
Long time ago.
And I'm a high I, right? So my interpersonal, I will use influence. She's going to come at you with administrative, like she's going to have spreadsheets, processes, and all that, which I love. I love data, but I like taking the data and doing something with it, right? There's just different styles. We worked together on a diversity and action committee, and we got things done.
We did.
What I didn't do as well as she did, she championed and was able to do that because she used the D and the C in her DiSC profile, like that, she used that strength. I used my influence and I used my D to get things done, right? So taking that and using that to your advantage to help people, right? And then when you have your S and C, which we're not, but on one project, if you have all 4 personalities, you will have a successful project. I always say like this, D's are the visionaries. They see the end result. They don't always see all the details it takes to get to that end result. So they may just bark some orders at you like, just get it done. Yes. Can we relate? But your I is that cheerleader. Okay, well, we got to get this done. We're going to make it fun. So your I is going to want it to be an enjoyable experience. They want you to have fun while you're making this, even though the project may be intense with deadlines and all that. That I is your cheerleader for the rest of the group. You need them. Then that S, they're the ones in the background getting all the stuff that nobody else wants to do, the hard work, the little tedious stuff. They love it. Oh, they love to do those little detail things that the D can't stand, okay? The D will do it if they have to, but they would prefer not, right? Then you have your C, who's making sure that everything's correct. They care more about it being right than anything else. So if you have that whole group, you got your visionary D, you got your cheerleading I, you have your support group, and then you have the one that's making sure that things are in line properly, you are going to have a great project team.
I love it.
It's awesome. And it makes a difference when you have that whole list. That's diversity, right? And it doesn't matter. All of the other things that you bring to the table brings additional diversity, right? But if you're missing one of those, and I'm just going by D alone, and I haven't realized what I am, I'm probably going to bulldoze over some people. And I've done that in my past as a leader. Not intentionally, it's just, I'm taking over. It's my personality. I'm giving orders, man. Get what I've told you to get that done, right? But what we do, especially as Christian leaders, is we have a servant's heart. We want to help people. And so we have to go, okay, I know I'm a D. I need some help, Jesus. Get me some I, S, and C involved in this situation here so I have a holistic view of what that looks like. Because as a D, I'm gonna bulldoze over people.
And what happens when you do that?
Then they're going to panic, run, the project gets jacked up, details get missed. They get in a fear mode. They'll procrastinate because they don't think it's going to be perfect enough for that D. Right? They're scared of the D. And so D's, we need a lot of help. Okay? And D's are great because they're the ones that will make sure that project gets completed. If you wait on a C, you're going to be procrastinating until the cows come home. Okay? Like it's just their personality. If it's not perfect, they procrastinate. If they don't have all the details, they procrastinate. The support person, if you don't give them instruction, they don't know what to do. They don't necessarily are not driven with the vision and mission in mind. They need that visionary to provide that guidance, right? And that support. But if you come in and bulldoze your team, you're all by yourself and you're going to miss a whole lot of very intricate details that need to be thought out to get it to the end. And you need that I to be that pad between the D and the rest of the team sometimes in order for that joy to remain while you're in a project. And that makes a huge difference. So you can get it done and everyone feels a part of it. They're all engaged. They're all giving a portion of who they are into this project, owning it in that part that they can do well and not setting them up for failure.
Yeah. So you talk about leadership, right?
Yes.
And we understand that being a good leader is about not expecting those who report directly to you or those who follow you, not expecting them to conform to your needs, but instead great leaders adapt and conform to those who they support, who directly report to them. Because I always say, like, my success as a leader is dependent on the success of my team. I cannot be all of those people.
Yes.
So if I'm aware and I have that self-awareness, me being a high D, understanding my I's, my S's, and my C's, then I need to conform so that I can then better meet the needs of my team. Because if not, that trust is broken, that dissension, the culture, the morale is affected. People don't want to work for you. And then there's a trickle effect because you're pushing that down on those who report to you. And then what's going to happen? They're going to push it down to those who report to them. And now the entire team.
Yeah. The D sets the pace for the culture. They really do. Because they're the ones that are the most vocal, strong-willed, visionary, and mission-minded, right? Their minds are focused on the future of this project. It's imperative for us to be able to communicate that and understand that our teams, most people are made up of C's. 75+% of the planet are C's. So we're talking about a small group of D's who dominate very well, but almost everyone is in that C level where they are needing instruction. They need it written down. I need you to give me understanding. Where a D can carry that in their mind a lot of times and in their heart, and you can spout it out very easily. The vision and mission, it's there. The passion's there. Like, I've seen some of your guests, right? So Kareem, that was on a podcast, he's definitely a D, right? That passion comes out and it's very vocal when you're a D, but you can see that you flow in that I as well. And that's that interpersonal. So I have to know if I'm dealing with someone has the S, that support level, that's low key, they're non-confrontational, I am going to scare them as a D if I am not aware of who they are. And it's unfair to them for me to expect them to respond like a D. I need you to give it to me like this, right? Let me show you an example. My son, he's about to be 21, my youngest son. When he was 14 years old, he came to me because I had asked him to do a list of things. I verbally, quickly gave him this list of, I need you to do this, 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 and this. Get it done. I need you to get it done. And he comes up to me, and he's got this look on his face like, Mom's been doing this for years and didn't realize that I was doing it to them. And I'm an HR professional. I understand this. I do this with people all the time. But I wasn't really practicing it as much at home, but I didn't realize I wasn't. And so when he came to me and he said, Mom, no disrespect, but when you come at me and you verbally rapid fire instructions, it shuts me down. Now I have a choice to make. Am I going to come up in my old school mom, rise up and vibe up, well, do what I said to do and this and that? Or am I going to say, you know what? I need to be mindful of how my son communicates and operates to make him successful. And in that moment, I asked him, I said, and this is what a good leader will do. And I'm not saying I do it all the time. If successfully, that's my goal. But I try to be very aware of how I'm doing this. So I asked him, what can I do to help you accomplish what I just stated to you? What do you need from me? And he said, Mom, if you write me a list, I will get that list knocked out. Immediately I knew, My son's a C.
Mm-hmm.
He needs it written down. Mm-hmm. He needs to be able to check that box of completion. Mm-hmm. It's important to him, right? So me just verbally rapid firing and thinking that he's like me, I'm setting him up for failure. Mm-hmm. And we do this as leaders, especially when we're under pressure, projects, we got things to do, we got to get this done. We're running around and we've got all of these irons in the fire, so many that we lose sight of the people that we're there to serve. Mm-hmm. We're not here to be a narcissistic ogre, but we can turn into that as a D if we are not mindful. And the I is that interpersonal one that's going to have that conversation, right? Mm-hmm. They want people to be happy during that. And so that whole exchange can help you in your personal life. It can help you in your business life. It's really getting to know the person that's standing before you. And they should be the most important person in that moment. And if they feel like that, they're going to divulge things. They're going to be engaged. Mm-hmm. You know, one thing as an HR professional I've learned is there's a difference between engagement and employee satisfaction. Mm. I can like my job. I like what I do. But I am not engaged because every time I walk into my boss's office or my leader, I don't even like the word boss.
Me either.
My leader's office, it's all about them. Mm. They don't really give any clear communication. It's just I want you to do this. And you walk out, you have not engaged. True engagement for all of you business owners. True employee engagement is listening to your people. Give them the opportunity to have a voice. It doesn't mean you can take everything they say and implement it right away or anything like that, but you're listening and allowing them a voice. Yeah. That's engagement. Listen to your teams, because guess what? They're in the trenches. They know what's happening in those areas. They have more insight than you do because you're coming from this high level and you're looking down, but you're missing some of the details you could actually gain from your people. And that's a powerful tool.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love it. You know, I'm sitting here thinking so many thoughts. Kamika, how does this tie into mental health? Let me tell you, I'm glad that you asked. It ties into mental health because so many times I talk to clients and we talk about communication, healthy relationships, building healthy relationships, understanding your thoughts, feelings, and emotions, understanding the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of others so that you can have that healthy relationship. So that's what it's all about. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. And then to Cathy's point, even more importantly, when you get home, oftentimes as leaders, we practice that 6, 7, 8, 12 hours a day. It's difficult for us to turn it off when we get home to our family. And then we go home with that same work leader mentality. Yeah. To your point, barking orders or making demands and commands of our spouses, our partners, our children, because we've been practicing and exercising that all day. So now that's the dominant personality that everyone seems to get. So being intentional, being self-aware, and understanding your impact and the effects that you have on others is imperative. It's absolutely imperative. But before we go, I asked you to bring your affirmations. Yes. Will you look into the camera and give your affirmations to the people?
Yes, I am a bold, overcoming woman of God. I am a successful business owner. I'm a successful mother, wife, professional of HR and other areas of business. I am a educated student. I am overcome so many things, and God has been so good to me. And I have no complaints.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Thank you, Cathy, for that. Yes. Now, one more thing. I want you to look into the camera for me and encourage somebody who's just having a difficult time, frustrated with life, overwhelmed, don't know what to do. Encourage somebody.
Yes. Listen, everyone goes through difficulty. You are not alone. Okay? What you got to know, you are not alone. First of all, even if you're in a room by yourself and there is no one around, you can call on the name of Jesus and he will come, okay? That is crucial. So whether you're feeling like you just can't do this anymore, I've had those moments. I was a single mom of 2 boys most of my life. I came from the inner city. I was told, you'll never make it out of here. I can't go out here and play basketball. I can't go out here and do this. How am I going to get out of here? And God completely transformed the situation, and he can do that for you. These communication styles, all that I've learned is the 32 years of learning God's biblical principles and that he cares. But there's also human beings that care, like Kamika, and groups that she's bringing onto her podcast. Myself, we love people. And there are people out there that do care. Reach out when you need some assistance. Don't be afraid. I will say, one of the things men have a hard time reaching out when they're dealing with serious anxiety or they don't feel like that man, right? That macho dude. Every one of us need help, okay? And I'm a sister that's bold, courageous, and I got a low-key husband. So he'll hold in all that stress, okay? Where I'm like all vocal and I have to back up and I got to be mindful that he needs help. So I think learning that communication, getting the support that you need, talking things through, and always knowing you are not alone. Somebody's gone through what you're going through. We got to find and connect those people, and God can do that so you can overcome those obstacles. Well, I ain't in the hood anymore. I'm not in the inner city anymore. Now I'm a business owner. I'm helping multiple businesses be successful from an HR perspective. I train leaders. I impart things that you can't quit. You don't quit. Reach out for help. If you need to call Kamika for her therapeutic conversation, reach out to Kamika. But we are here for you. This is why she's doing this podcast, because she wants you to know you are loved, and everybody's going through stuff. We just don't know what everybody's going through. But we're here to love you and support you through this all. And through Christ, we can do all things. Amen? I love you.
Ah, that was sweet. So she said it better than I can. I feel like there's nothing left for me to say, but I want you all to know, stay encouraged, be blessed, and until next time, have an amazing day intentionally. I love you. Let's get it. Hey, let's grow. See you soon. Bye.